Welcome, everyone, to not an episode number 6, the 2021-2022 Premier League Preview Program. Huzzah. Very excited for this conversation. I welcome to the show, friend of the show, Ian Hannwacker, new friend of the show, John Vert. He'll occasionally be called Al, just because that's his name. But deep dive into a handful of topics on this particular program. We talk about Messi because that's top of the football mind, if you will. Before we get into the look at the Premier League, talking about the standard top 4 clubs that you usually see: City, Chelsea, Liverpool, United, blah blah blah. The boring shit. We do a deep dive on Manchester United because Ian is a mega fan of Manchester United. Then we get into a look at lowly Ipswich Town FC. I shouldn't say lowly. That's rude. That's Al's club, Ipswich Town FC. The Tractor Boys, which is a terrible name. Honestly, I'm sure there's a meaning behind it. There are a bunch of fucking farmers, probably. I don't know. But don't know anything about Ipswich Town. I did a little bit of research prior to our conversation, so I have a very smidgen amount of info and knowledge, but not really. It's fake. John, however, knows fucking the ins and outs of the club. We do touch on West Ham as much as I didn't really want to, because they're frustrating as all hell. First time going into European play this season, and we've done precisely 0. Not built any squad depth. Don't have a fucking striker. We do have 5 fucking goalkeepers. So, if something does happen and we need to put a keeper in central mid, we'll be fine. But, so I'm very frustrated with West Ham. But what can you do? I did not know when I chose to follow the club that this would happen, that I would be constantly angry, which kind of fits, happily miserable, as the saying goes. But I'm very pleased with the way that this conversation turned out. As I said, we give our predictions, we talk about the upcoming season, and it was good. So if you like soccer / football, please, I hope you do enjoy it. If you don't, I hope you listen to it anyway, because you might learn a thing or two. Specifically that it's a great game. Even though it's, being run by filthy oligarchs and oil money, but whatever. Still a great game. So here it is. Please enjoy. Myself, Ian, and Al talking footy. Well, gentlemen, thank you both for agreeing to be part of my stupid podcast. It's appreciated.
Always, dude. Thank you.
Yeah. I have a handful of things that I wanted to talk about, and we can, like I said, we can free ball it and kind of, talk about a couple things, and hopefully get into, talking about everyone's club and a bunch of other shit. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Spoiler alert, I have not done any research on Ipswich, so I apologize, John. I don't know anything about Ipswich. When Dave sent over the agenda, I was like, who the fuck are these two guys?
That was my 5 minutes of research.
Dude,
is that a manager?
I literally did. They've signed like 14 new players in the past 2 months, so I literally don't even know Ipswich, dude.
It is absurd. I looked at the list. I'm like, Jesus Christ,
squad depth.
Who the fuck are these guys?
Squad depth matters, dude.
Yeah, we'll get into it though, dude.
Are they League 2?
All right, first of all, dude, you don't disrespect me like that. They're League One, currently tied for 6th.
Okay.
Who
I didn't
won?
realize that the league
1
kicked
point.
off, but that's awesome.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
Saturday. They actually drew at home in front of 21,000 fans for the first time having fans in over 24 months to the basically the team expected to be relegated this year. So,
Okay.
yep.
Well, how many games are there? 46?
42, I believe.
Okay. Well, 42 draws, 42 points means you're safe. So that's good.
Tonight we got kicked out of the FL Cup, but
Oh, they lost? Oh, no.
Let's just start with a better topic.
Johnny. Oh, no.
Jesus.
Oh, don't leave out that they that draw on Saturday was a last minute
equalizer. Yeah.
Last minute equalizer.
By Ipswich or
Ipswich, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
let's different topic. We'll get to it.
All right.
Right.
I want to start with the obvious talking point, which is Messi, because I find the whole thing very interesting. One, because I can't believe that Barcelona fucked this up so bad that they let him leave. Two, I can't believe that the league would let him leave. And then three, especially because he didn't want to leave. So I'm kind of curious as to what you guys think about the whole situation. Something smells funny, to be honest with you, too. I don't understand how it got to this point. Something stinks, and I don't really know what it is. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Well, dude, again, COVID, dude, being locked down basically 2 years. A lot of conspiracy theories everywhere, dude. But yeah, I don't get it. Like, I mean, I know Barcelona is massively in debt, but dude, if you can't sell some of the players you have on hand, that's just weird. Like, you have a very large squad number that have been purchased for a lot of money. And even if you take the loss, you still keep your best asset, dude. Like, what's crazy is I think I saw today that Barcelona is expected to lose over almost $46 million in revenue or whatever they use in Spain. Just
Euros.
through Messi leaving. Yeah, euros. Just through Messi leaving, dude. So I don't know, very fishy, and I don't really like him going to PSG because now you're just gonna have a team that's gonna be beating every other team 4-5-0 every single time.
Every single time. They won't lose a game.
And especially a guy who just won the Copa America. Like, if you expect to be greater than Maradona, you're gonna have to win a World Cup. And why are you gonna go to a league that's not really gonna keep you as competitive as you were at Barcelona? So I don't know. It's a shock to me. I think it's a shock to everyone, but it's interesting how it unfolded.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like the writing was on the wall to a certain degree because he's done this song and dance with them like 2 or 3 times in the past, I feel like. And I don't think there's been a league in La Liga or a club in Barcelona that's been more adversely affected during the pandemic. And I think that has a lot to do with it. So I'm not necessarily surprised. I do agree with John that you kind of feel like in what seems like there's been like a fire sale for La Liga players, just like people trying to get them out to raise some type of revenue. I am a little surprised that they weren't able to hold on to him, but I think their president or whoever came out and said Messi had agreed to the terms, but like if we had paid him that much, it would have put us in debt for the next, like more debt for like the next 50 years. So at some point, no one player is bigger than the club. So, I mean, for the financial stability of the club and to stop the bleeding from a revenue loss standpoint, like it's probably for the better.
I think they're still fucked. Like,
they were going through a rebuild anyway. I mean, I think
they signed 3 players that roughly cost about what it would have cost to keep Messi.
I didn't realize that. I know they signed Memphis on a free, but I didn't. Who else
Right.
have they signed? I mean, are you
didn't-
talking about wages plus transfer fees? Or
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't even know who else they signed.
It was Memphis and Sergio Aguero. No, he went to
Yeah,
Madrid.
Aguero. No, you're right.
It was Aguero.
Aguero,
Okay.
who's out for the first 10
Which
weeks.
I
'cause he
also
just
love.
got injured.
I also love how he just picked up a 2-month injury.
I
The
know.
day
Of
after
course.
Messi.
Yeah,
He's like,
and that he won't play. He's not going to play for them. A mysterious 2-month injury is going to turn into a 12-month injury, and then he's going to.
I love it though, because now La Liga is wide open. Well, wide open. I mean, Real Madrid are the favorites, but like
dude,
Atletico Madrid.
I think Atletico is favorites this year.
I would love that.
I would imagine
because it would be great to see some more parity in that league. To be honest, outside of
This
just
is like, and not to go off topic, but that's kind of the crazy thing, I guess, about Spanish soccer, dude, is like you look at those massive signings from those teams, and it's like, I mean, granted, the Premier League will splash out big money, like $120 for João Felix, $120 for Moussa Dembele, paying like $80 million for like Artur. Like it's crazy to me how I feel like they spend out so much money, and that's why they're always turning into debt. But
is it a necessity thing? Do you think where they have to overpay for players to get them to go there? Why the hell wouldn't somebody want to go to Spain? That doesn't make any sense to me. But there's got to be a sneaky
but
reason.
it's the paying, like, I mean, you're paying, like, for João Felix's point of view, it's like he was 19, only having played at his club in Portugal, unproven talent. Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh no, he was nasty. He was nasty.
But at 19, only playing in the Portuguese league, compared to Ronaldo, like 17, 18 playing at Man United. Like it's, I mean, $120 million for an unproven talent.
Yeah.
I think he had played pretty well in Europe, though. In the European,
he was fantastic. He played on a really good Benfica club. He was excellent.
Europa League, maybe Champions League.
Would you have granted him $120 million value?
No, but probably not. But that's the point of my question is overpaying for these guys, because they had how many Premier League teams were sniffing around João Felix, and we're going to pay, I don't know, let's say 80.
Yeah.
So if somebody swoops in with 120 million, they're going to take it and off he goes.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
The whole thing with PSG today, like introducing Messi, they showed him like doing his medicals. They showed him like actually just showing up to the stadium. They're rolling out the fucking red carpet for this guy.
They better.
And the thing that is funny to me is he's not taking the number 10 shirt. He's going to wear number 30.
Yeah, that was one of the first. I think that was the first squad number he had at Barcelona.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, is he trying to be like super humble guy when he first gets there and not take the number 10?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 10 is with Neymar, which like they're pretty good friends. So I don't think he's going there to ruffle feathers.
No, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
But how many games realistically do you think they actually lose, especially in that league where it's PSG,
Lille,
Marseille's okay. Who won it last year?
Lille.
Yeah.
Monaco's
decent, but Monaco's a mess.
I would say it's PSG, then Lille, then Lyon. I think Lille just beat PSG in the cup.
The France
whatever
Cup,
whatever the equivalent of the Community Shield. They just beat them. So I mean, they sold some players, but they still have a decent squad. But like, PSG has probably had the best summer. Obviously now with Messi, but even before Messi, Sergio Ramos on a free, Hakimi, and Jorginho Wijnaldum. So like even just adding more depth, they'll be able to rotate 1 through 11 really. Just Donnarumma on a free. I mean, that's crazy. So even before Messi, to be honest, I feel like they had the best summer, but now with Messi, obviously they just knocked it out of the park. I find it, I'd be hard pressed to choose a fixture on the list where I would say, they're going to lose that. If they stay healthy.
I swear for the first day after Messi said, or the Barcelona thing came out, I was like, dude, Messi's going to Man United. And I was
Oh,
like,
come
he's
on.
gonna come straight in and fuck that shit up, dude.
I'm kind of glad
honestly,
he didn't go. It would have been
yeah.
awesome to see him in the Premier League, but only one team would have the financial clout. That's City,
Well, dude,
maybe
Liverpool-
Chelsea.
Maybe
Liverpool-
Chelsea.
But with United already spending what they spent on Sancho and Varane, like there's no way they'd be able to. I mean, what he signed 2 years, 104 million.
I think it's 30 million euros a year.
It's crazy.
Something like that, yeah.
And that's probably not even including add-ons and stuff like that. Where if he makes one forward pass, he probably gets like an extra 10 million. So I'm glad he's. It would have been awesome to see him in the Premier League, but to be honest, I'm kind of glad he didn't.
Well,
and
That's
Well,
always
he can't get beat up in that league.
Like, is he gonna do it on a cold Tuesday night at Stoke?
There you go.
He's not.
I mean, I would
don't
just
think
love
he'd
to
be
see
able
him
to-
go up against Burnley and just get absolutely. Sean Dyche would
Oh,
check
like
himself
that?
on with a fucking flying elbow into Messi.
I think he's not big enough for that league. I think he
No.
get kind of beat up.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of which, let's talk about the Premier League. I'm very curious, first and foremost. I guess we could start with City and what they've done thus far in basically just bringing in Jack Grealish and still having a hard-on for Harry Kane. Obviously, they have, I would say, them and United probably have the most talent in the league. So do we see them repeating, or do we see them having issues with, too many guys that especially if they bring in Harry Kane, too many guys that want the ball?
If Harry Kane comes in, I feel like it's a lock. Like if they get a striker, if they don't get Kane, the thing that gives me hope is that really all they have is Gabriel Jesus. And I don't know, even though they did it for most of last year, I would find it hard for them to win it again in the manner in which they won it with a false nine. Like not having a focal point in the attack, I think could then bridge the gap. I think last year, Liverpool's injuries, United's lack of home form, Chelsea switching managers 2-3 months into the season, whatever it was. I think Chelsea now signing Lukaku, Liverpool being back to health, although they don't have the depth. I think there's still, I still don't think United has caught City. I still think United needs to make more signings, but I do think it will be a more even league if City does not sign Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's all. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty spot on, dude. The only thing I think for City, which might be their downfall, is I've been looking at obviously who's been relegated and who's been promoted. And you have teams like Norwich coming up. You have teams like Barnsley coming up. They're both teams that I believe Norwich the year before had beat Man City. I don't think they did the double, but I think they might have beat them at least once 2 years ago. But you have Norwich and Barnsley coming up, and they're both two teams that know, I think, how to play the Man City way, and they know how to defend that type of style. So I think the points that you're going to be looking for at the end of the year, whether it's Man City or Man United, dude, it's literally the end of the bottom league teams. Like, can you beat Barnsley? Can you beat Norwich? Can you beat those teams? And I think that's what's going to come down to. I think Man City is going to be way too strong for the top teams, like Chelsea included. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a bottom team type of feeder system that we're going to see. So it'll be interesting, dude. It's going to be a really good fucking year, especially with fans back.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I kind of holding out hope, because United's home form was terrible. I don't expect us to go beaten away again. Like, that was incredible. But fans being back now and having fans back at Old Trafford, like even that preseason, take as much as you want from preseason, but that win against Everton at Old Trafford with the fans, I mean, you could just tell that everyone was jacked up and ready to be back. And we fed off that and really, yeah, that was a nasty free kick. But that's why I'm holding out hope. But if they do sign Kane, I think it's going to be City at the top and then others for fighting for the top four. I really do see it that way.
I don't think Kane's going to go, dude. But,
that's a lot of money.
I don't think he is either. Mainly because I think
does he just stay at Spurs then?
Is Grealish going to be that false nine then? That's my question. I mean, they just spent £100 on him. Where he's going to go? They usually play. It's like a 2-1 in the midfield. I think 2 defensive center mids and then 1 up in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, they typically. Well, I think Gabriel Jesus will start. I don't think that once he comes back, I would be shocked if he played a false nine right off the bat. Like if he has a striker, Gabriel Jesus hasn't lived up, but I don't really know how many opportunities he's had, to consistently start at City. I mean, last season was kind of his chance with Aguero going down, but I think he typically plays like Ferran Torres there. I feel like he typically plays him through the middle or Sterling. I think Grealish is better served playing out wide on the left in that system.
But you're going to overtake Foden, you're going to take Sterling. It's I don't know. I think he's got a lot of problems to solve.
Yeah. I mean, he's got
problems. Good problems to have.
Good problems. They're like 2 or 3 deep.
Everywhere.
And all the attacking.
It's kind of
but weird. I mean, De Bruyne, not fully fit, being injured in the Euros. So there's the potential that, I mean, City still has enough depth, but there's a potential that, they could hit some stumbling blocks early on without those creative forces.
Yeah. All right. So it kind of ties into my next point, which was about United and what they've done, bringing in 2 big players, kind of 2.5 if you even want to count Lingard. You can almost count him as a new signing, kind of, sort of. But
you're a West Ham fan. All right.
Well, but look, I mean, I'm thinking in terms of
he has been re-energized. He is,
and
person.
It's a shame that he didn't get a chance to play for the English team, but they didn't really need him in the end. But so personally, I think Pogba's going to get better. Obviously, Luke Shaw is going to be better just based on what he did in the Euros. He was probably the best defensive player in the tournament. Mason Greenwood should get better. Obviously, with these changes in VAR, they're going to kind of be fucked, but poor Bruno Fernandes, but what can you do? So, I mean, personally, I think United is going to challenge City throughout the season. I think it's going to be very close. I think City ends up winning, but I think it might be kind of like John said, where it's going to be one of these things where they have to pull off a 2-1 win away at a bottom table team to actually, secure that title. If United does not win the league or at least come close, is there a problem? And do you see the manager taking the heat and maybe even losing his job? Just because there's constant pressure on that guy and it never ends. So I'm very curious to see if finally the straw breaks the camel's back, if you will.
I feel like if he doesn't win a trophy this season, like if they don't if they compete in the league and actually put together a title challenge and don't win any silverware, I think Ollie's fine. If they don't challenge for a title and they do win a trophy, I think Ollie's fine. If they don't compete and they don't win a trophy, that's where I think, the flags could come up. I like our signings. Big fan of Jadon Sancho. I think the most critical part is Rafael Varane, and why I say that is with the way that Ole sets up the team 4-2-3-1. When Lindelof or whoever would pair Maguire in the back, Ole would have to play a double pivot, McTominay and Fred, because he needed to provide cover for Lindelof because Lindelof just couldn't handle the speed, the physicality. So having Varane and Maguire there, I think now gives him the flexibility. You know what you're going to get from both players. World-class defender in Varane, he's pretty much won it all. I think Harry Maguire, I don't know if I would necessarily put him in a world-class category, but I think he will get close. There and he will get there in time. I think he still needs to win a trophy, but that now allows the flexibility to, you can play Fred, McTominay, Matic, Van de Beek in one of those roles, and then you could potentially play Pogba because Pogba now won't have to do as much defensive work because he has Varane covering him. And I like our back four. I like Wan-Bissaka. I like Varane. I like Maguire. I like Luke Shaw. I still am worried about our center mid because I think that we still need to bring in a center defensive mid, a true center defensive mid. The only one that I really think that we have that could play that part is Nemanja Matic, and he's old and his legs are going. So I think we can challenge, but I still worry about center mid. I'm fine with the attacking options that we have. I think Tony Marshall coming back is great, but I still worry about him. I just still think he's way too inconsistent and mentally moody to be able to be an effective player. He'll score a hat trick one game and then he won't score for the next 10 games. So that's my take. I do like what we've done, but I'm still worried about center mid.
Hell of a take. John, you were laughing in the beginning of that. Why were you laughing?
I'm still laughing, dude. You guys are fucked. There is no chance, dude.
But what's your reason?
Literally 3 minutes ago, we were talking about how stacked City is and that Pep's got problems with who he can pick out of world-class players, dude. 2 to 3
Absolutely.
deep. Dude, you look at Man City, you look at Chelsea, you look at Liverpool, dude, and Man United's supposed to be the big four, dude. I wouldn't. Man United.
I think United's better than Liverpool right now.
Liverpool has no squad depth.
I think squad depth is the biggest issue of my concern here, dude. And the second issue is that Man United, they know they need to get more players, and they've only gotten Varane, who I think is a good player, maybe not world class. And they've gotten Sancho, who I think might be unproven till he gets into the Premier League. But again, I just think I don't think Solskjaer quite has the purse to spend more than he can. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of dysfunction going on right now in Man United. And I think it's going to be a tough season, dude.
I think it'll be a tough season. I still think
Europa League is probably the aim.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. The fact that you don't think Varane is a world-class player is kind of mind-boggling.
Did you see him in the Champions League against PSG? The two mistakes he gave up to lose the Champions League semifinals, individual mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, players make mistakes. You look at, if you're going to judge a player on 2 mistakes in a Champions League semifinal, then what about the 4 Champions League titles that he won with Real Madrid?
With Sergio Ramos.
Marcelo. Yeah, with Sergio Ramos. Yeah.
He does players around him, dude.
He does very well when he has a center back partner who's Dean Henderson's going to start, but Varane shows that he's better when he doesn't have to be the alpha, when he has a center back partner that can lead that, and that's Harry Maguire for you. So I think Varane's our best signing. I would put him ahead of Sancho. But I think it's going to be tough. I do. Am I worried about not finishing in the top 4? No, not necessarily, because outside of City, Chelsea, Liverpool, and United, who else is really going to be challenging?
West Ham.
Nuno and Spurs.
Leicester might, just because they're sneaky.
But that's true. You know what? I'm forgetting about Leicester, and Leicester always plays us tough.
Right.
And they play those top 4 teams tough as well. So, I would still feel pretty confident about getting in the top 4 if the squad stays as is. But I think we do need more signings. I'll agree with you there. I think we need more in the middle of the park. But with the pandemic, I don't think we would have to sell players first in order to be able to raise any funds to be.
You got players to sell.
Get anyone. I know. No, yeah. I know. And it's like Cavani. I don't think he'll be able to play week in, week out. So our backup is Martial, or you push Greenwood up. But it's so
is what's the Nigerian guy?
Who for United?
The striker.
Oh, he left. He went back to Shanghai. Odie and Igalo.
Yeah.
Yep, Gallo. Yeah.
He went back a year ago.
Yeah.
Was it a
I
year
mean,
ago? No.
Yeah.
End of
it
the
was
season, right?
I think it was the end of last season. He didn't play this on their team this season. They didn't renew the loan.
All right. Anyways, listen. Fuck Spurs. Fuck Arsenal. I don't particularly care about either of those two clubs. I don't really care about Chelsea either. But getting Lukaku back, Lukaku is huge.
That's massive.
That's huge.
Just because he's excellent. It kind of fucks Timo Werner, but I'm curious to see how that plays out because
What did he do all last season?
Nothing besides
He was a meme reel.
I don't think Timo Werner's best position is through the middle.
Probably not.
I think he's better out wide.
Yeah.
The manager, the change from Mourinho, I thought would be good for him, and it wasn't. Didn't really change anything. And like John said, he just became a meme rail, especially towards the end of the season. And that might just be a straight psychology thing. He just could be fucked up between the years. Who knows?
I mean, you think of Chelsea, what they can do now. I mean, their best focal point for their attack was Olivier Giroud, and they looked pretty good when Giroud would play. And now you think about the upgrade that they would get with Lukaku, who can hold up the ball, can link up play, is quick. Like, you just think about what they can do with him. Once that signing does go through, like, I think a lot of people will end up predicting Chelsea finishing second. At least that's what I've seen, and I wouldn't right now disagree with them.
No, I mean, if it wouldn't surprise me.
You look at the spine of that team: Lukaku up top, Conte in the middle with whoever, Jorginho, Kovacic, and then Thiago Silva, Kurt Zuma, Andreas Christensen. If Tuchel still sticks with three at the back, Chilwell, Reece James, they have Mason Mount. I mean, they have pretty much everywhere. They have depth as well. So
that's a Premier League winning team right there, dude.
They could challenge. They could absolutely challenge. And Tuchel has a pretty good track record so far against City with Chelsea. So,
That's going to be fun, dude. I can't wait. I just can't wait for this.
It's hard to believe it kicks off on Friday.
Yeah.
They literally get no time off. It's crazy.
They don't. They're paid very well. So
yeah.
No vacations for you.
Right.
Yeah. John, so as both Ian and I have revealed, we know nothing about Ipswich other than their fine
tractors.
Yeah, their wonderful shirt sponsor being a international pop sensation,
worldwide global superstar.
There you go.
Yes.
Give us a an overview of Ipswich, if they will challenge for promotion, or if they will be struggling to stay in League One,
or what your realistic expectations are, like what your hope is, and then
they won't be struggling to be at relegation of League One.
There you go. Yeah.
But first of all, so they're basically they're in Southwest England, but they back in the 80s won the Champions League twice. They've won the Premier League, or they've won the first division. They got promoted to the Premier League in the first year in the Premier League in 2000. They finished in fourth place, went to Juventus, beat Juventus. Inter came to their place, Portman Road. We beat them. So they've had a very storied past. Recent struggles in the past 15 to 20 years, League One, but we basically just got taken over by the Arizona Police and Firefighters Retirement Fund. Funny enough.
Wait, what?
Yep, and that's worth about $10 billion.
Wow.
So, $10 billion
taxpayer money.
Yes. So they
side note.
The investment advisors have taken this over from the previous owner, Marcus Evans. So this summer, we've sold off 90% of our team. We have 4 players left, and we brought in 15 players. all
Holy shit.
championship caliber or better, including Louis Barry from Aston Villa. That kid's a beast.
Is Andre Dozell still there?
So Andre got sold for 1.2 to QPR, and then our other really good young kid, Flynn Downs, just got sold to Swansea for £1 million. So we've spent out about 3, but brought in about 3.5 FFP. But basically, we've got a really fucking stacked team now in League One. We are bookies' favorite to win promotion, but first game was a draw, as I mentioned earlier, and today we just lost in the EFL Cup round 1. 1-0 to Newport County.
I don't think that really matters,
County.
though. I don't think the EFL.
Dude,
I don't think
it's all gelling. It's all a gelling process, dude.
Exactly.
The new coach Paul Cook that we have, dude, he's a very inspirational guy. So I expect automatic promotion.
Similar to Ted Lasso.
Very.
Yeah, he's basically
side note here. I did not know about the Phoenix Police and Fire.
I had no idea. That's very interesting.
Well, so
and I'm fairly certain the Department of Justice just opened up an inquiry into the Phoenix Police Department for a number of different, policing violations and being, general shitbags. So I'm very curious to see how this plays out.
Doesn't affect.
Very interesting.
But no, that's so basically the same investment group that bought Ipswich also owns the Phoenix Rising.
Right. That I knew.
And then
that guy, isn't there? Who's the guy that's like the
Brett Johnson?
Fuck. Yes, that guy. He's an interesting cat.
Yeah, I mean it's just good though, dude. It's good to have. So he basically brought in the CEO of Bristol City, who's turned out Ollie Watkins. He's done very well for Bristol City. He's now the CEO of Ipswich, and it just feels good, dude. It's like literally like it's a whole new breath of air, dude. It's
amazing.
Our previous owner we'd had for 15 years. Kind of like who's the Hammers owners?
The Dildo Brothers.
The Dildo Brothers, yes, a very affluent group. But it's just it was a lot of challenges in the last 10, 15 years, and it's just good to have new owners, a fresh face, and
boy, am I jealous.
Yeah.
I could not be more jealous.
Yeah.
We have 3 people running our
Dildo
team.
Brothers got me. I was not expecting that. Excuse me.
That's who they are. Like they made their money with sex toys and lingerie. That's how they fucking made their money in Birmingham City.
For the Hammers.
That's right. They are inept. They love to fucking tell stories. They love. I don't want to call them liars, because it's kind of a shitty thing to do, like as a sports fan, like, oh, the fucking owners lie. It's cheesy. But, they came out at the end of last season and said, oh, we're finally in Europe. Things are looking good. We're going to give the manager $50 to $80 million to spend or whatever. And he has spent nothing, literally nothing. They have a new keeper.
Yeah,
Areola from Fulham, PSG on loan.
Back up to Fabianski.
Yeah, but I mean, theoretically, he should challenge.
But he's still. I mean, Fabianski's.
Yeah, but he's old. I think he's going to be. I think he's 34, 33 or 34. The problem is they have no depth now. They're going to be playing Thursday, Saturday, multiple times a year, multiple times in the first few months of the season, and it's going to be a struggle. Your backup center, defensive midfielder is Mark Noble. Like, as much as I love the man to death, that is not going to work. Especially
lights are gone. Yeah.
If Declan Rice goes down, the team is fucked. If Antonio goes down, the team is fucked. They're trying to bring in another center back. They've been flirting with a bunch of different players.
What's their issue? Are they just trying to be like? Are they scouting within England, or are they going international? It's just not working out. Like
it's what happened? They got very lucky with the Czech league last year, where they brought in Thomas Souček, and they brought in Vladimir Kufal, who both of those guys were cheap and they ended up being fucking fantastic players for them.
Flip
So
side.
I think they, yeah,
That the center back from Argentina. Who's that at number 4?
oh,
No, I think he's Paraguay. I think
Yeah.
he's Paraguayan.
and he's gone. He's gone.
What was that signing, dude?
But I mean, it's
El Comandante.
they got a little.
Got in on his name alone, dude.
Yeah, nice job.
I've never played soccer before, but they call me El Comandante.
I don't remember his real name, but I do remember El Comandante. Balbuena. Balbuena.
Yes, okay.
Fabian.
Fabian Balbuena. I'm an old man. My brain doesn't.
Didn't they sign another guy from the Czech league?
No, they've been chasing a bunch of guys from the Czech league.
I thought they had signed someone else. Maybe that hasn't gone through.
There was
There's a guy playing at the Euros for the Czech Republic, I feel like.
Striker, Schick?
No, not Schick.
No.
He was like another center defensive mid or defensive minded player.
They're close. They're close with Nikola Milinkovic from Fiorentina, I think.
Yeah. United was, I think.
So they're very close, and it's always the same thing you see every day is that they're edging closer. It's like enough fucking edging every dude on the planet. All right, leave it alone. Just fucking sign somebody because it's getting stupid.
You guys got Craig Dawson from Watford. There you go.
And you know what? Craig Dawson was terrific
He was
for
awesome.
what he was. But you can do better. You're going to be fucking playing in Europe. You need to do a little bit better than that. That's the problem.
I do worry for West Ham. I do.
Yeah. Well, so it's going to be tough. I mean, they definitely need a striker. The good thing is, the one thing that they have been doing very well in, I'll give them credit, is building up the academy. They signed a lot of youth players this summer. So I mean, they haven't said that they're trying to get back to the old, Academy of Football nonsense and trying to do that. But I mean, if that's what they're trying to do, they can at least sort of let the supporters know instead of saying, hey, we have 50 million pounds to spend and then not spend a dime. It's very frustrating, especially after the season that we had, which was a great season. It was fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
And to sort of go into this year with more or less the same club, it's going to be difficult, especially once we get to the Europa League and playing those Thursday, Saturday games.
Those are tough. Yeah.
It's going to be so fucking hard. But they need a striker desperately, even if it's just someone that they can count on to play 10, 15 minutes a game to spell the guy with the fucking gimpy hamstrings, who is a monster, but if he gets hurt, he's fucked. So
surprised they didn't go after Tammy Abraham more seriously.
They were talking. I mean, that was something
probably just too expensive.
Well, he ended up going. I think
like
he went to Roma.
Million?
Was it 34?
Like 30. I don't know if it was pounds,
but it was 30 something.
Or yeah. It was.
And then there's who else I've been talking about lately? Andrea Bellotti,
from Torino.
Yeah, there was somebody else too.
But I mean, they good in the Euros.
Yeah, he looked terrific. He's a good player, great numbers. But I mean, it's going to be, Torino will have him valued at 32. West Ham will come in and say, "Oh, we'll give you 23," and then they'll fucking be like, "Oh, we made an effort, we tried," and nothing will come of it. That's the West Ham way now. Is we get really close.
That's down to the owners, or is that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So buy more dildos. All right. So prediction time. I'm curious your top 4. And then I'm curious who you think is going to be your surprise club this season.
All right, we'll kick it over to Al to predict his, and we all know that he has United finishing in the relegation zone. So go ahead, John.
They won't be up there.
Does it have to be in an exact order?
I mean, if you want to do an exact order, that's fine.
Let's do it.
Order.
All right.
I think Chelsea first, dude. I'm gonna go Chelsea first.
Whoa.
Man City second. Third.
It's gonna pain him to say this.
Leicester, dude.
Wow. Okay.
Leicester third.
Even with Fofana being injured? Wow.
I mean, he wasn't much of an.
He was arguably their best center back.
Fourth top. No, I'm not gonna say it.
Don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fuck it around. All right. Fourth.
So you have Liverpool outside the top 4?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All
fourth,
right, man.
Liverpool. Our fourth, Manchester United, and then surprise pick will probably be. I like Norwich to stay up this year, even though I'm an Ipswich fan. I think Norwich is going to stay up this year.
So that's your surprise team?
Yeah, to stay up, it's going to be Norwich.
I like that. That's good. Ian?
I will say I'll go City. I'll go City first.
Who said that? Who said that? Come on.
I'll go City first. United second. Chelsea third. Liverpool fourth.
Jeez.
And then surprise team.
They're only in the Champions League this year because Allison scored a header in the 95th minute. They're fucked.
They have no squad depth, but I think like Van Dijk being back and Joe Gomez being back and Jordan Henderson being back, like once the spine of that team left or were injured, like, you know, I mean, they did a great job though to even scrape in. I mean, they only finished a few points behind United. I mean, so I still worry about their squad depth, but I think that they have enough to be able to finish in the top 4. And I honestly feel like you could flip flop 2 through 4.
They got that big dude Konate or whatever.
Ibrahima Konate from RB Leipzig, which is even more depth. And that, I mean, talk about pure athleticism. My surprise team. Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to go with Aston Villa.
Oh, you fucking asshole.
Yes. I was going to go with Spurs. I was like, everyone's writing off Spurs.
Rightfully
if they hold on to Harry Kane, I think Nuno could do a decent enough job. But I love what Aston Villa has done in the transfer market. They have signed some quality players. They look solid defensively. Emi Martinez, one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League based off of last season. I think they have a solid look about them, and they have depth in every single position. And they may not even be done, especially, you know, having just gotten £100 million for Jack Grealish. So I'll say Aston Villa for my surprise team.
Damn it. Damn it.
Massive ding dong.
I'm going City, United, Chelsea, Leicester.
Ipswich.
I was going to say automatic promotion through his
Villa was my surprise. Fuck. I really think, man, oh man.
No, you got to choose another team.
No, I can't.
No copycats.
Fuck. Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Okay. With Patrick Vieira at the helm?
They'll be better. I think they might, you know, they'll challenge for
top half.
Oh, top half. Yeah, for sure. I think West Ham wins Europa and then gets relegated.
The first Champions League team in
the championship. Yep. I mean, it would be very fitting. I think the bottom 3, I think Newcastle goes down. I think Southampton goes down. And I think Brentford goes down.
Really? Southampton and Newcastle?
Yeah, Newcastle's a fucking shit show.
Newcastle, I think I could see them going down. Although
I mean, they just signed Joe Willock.
Joe Willock is a very good player.
But they're
Steve Bruce,
they're an ungodly mess.
Really, Southampton?
Yeah, it's just I'm not sold on anything they've done. And then, I mean, I think Danny Ings forced his way out of there, more or less. But
I mean, they're about to sign Adam Armstrong, who has no Premier League experience, but he's put up pretty good numbers consistently in the Championship for Blackburn. But no, I agree with you. But I think there are other teams that I would put in the relegation zone ahead of Southampton.
I think you're going to see
Everton
in the relegation zone.
not in the relegation zone, but they're not going to be doing well, dude.
Well, luckily they don't have to play United at Old Trafford every weekend, so they're in with a chance. But
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's just a team that I just do not see any type of solidarity.
even with the quality that they have,
They have so much quality. That's the thing, dude. No solidarity. Carlos Ancelotti comes for a year. He says, "Fuck it, I'm going to go to Real Madrid."
well, I think anyone would.
kind of a step up.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know?
but I don't think Rafa
Why take
Benitez
this job in the
is.
first place if you're already kind of set on board to go somewhere else?
Yeah, I mean, that's
Rafa
the thing.
Benitez time.
Benitez is a good manager, right?
He's a hell of a manager.
I think Liverpool's going to be dog shit this year. Maybe it's just because I want them to be dog shit, but you know, the depth isn't there. They're not going to spend. You know, their owner is a douchebag, and so he's done. The thing with John Henry is that he's done what he wanted to do, which is win one title, and then live
in a
off
Champions
that.
League. Yeah.
Win and then live off of that until he can sell and make LeBron James a bunch of money. So that's the whole goal with Liverpool, and I don't think they're going to be doing much. I could be dead wrong, but
And the way that team plays, just like constant pressing. I mean, you could. That's not to say that led to injuries last year, but I mean,
it probably contributed.
Yeah. So I'd agree with you. Squad depth will be critical for Liverpool, but if they can get anywhere back to what they were doing in their title winning season, even if it's like, for a few games here and there, I mean, I would definitely put them in the top 4, but I do worry about their squad depth.
Plus, I think Jordan Henderson is terrible.
So.
Really?
Agreed. No, I agree with you at this point.
Not
at this point in his career,
that's right. And especially now, he's done. Donezo.
Get him on the table now.
Mm-hmm.
Boys, put him down like a horse.
Well, take him behind the barn, shoot him behind the ear. No one will know.
Give him a little slap on the ass, and there he goes.
There you go. Boys, this has been terrific.
It's been real,
dude. Absolute pleasure.
All right, boy. All right, appreciate it. See y'all later, all right?
See y'all later, all right?